Hello! Today I'm going to show you how to back up your files using AhsayOBM on Windows. It's really simple and it only takes a few minutes. Let's go to my screen and get started. On your computer, open AhsayOBM and log in using your credentials. Click the Backup Sets tile and click on the plus icon to create a new backup set. Input the name of your new backup set and select File Backup as your backup set type. Click Next to proceed. Select the backup source where your files are stored. For our example, I have videos, pictures, music, and documents that I would like to back up. I can select My Documents or manually select the files, folders, or drives to back up by clicking the link below named I would like to choose the files to back up. Tick the Show Files box to display the contents of the folder or drive. Click OK and leave the filter setting on off for now. Click Next to proceed. Create an automatic backup schedule. Turn on the setting and click on the plus icon to add a new schedule. Input the name of the new backup schedule, and for the type setting, you can either select daily, weekly, monthly, or a custom setting. For the start backup setting, you can choose at if you want the backup schedule to start at a specified time, or every if you want it to start at a specified interval. Using small backup intervals ensures that the changes to the files are captured regularly for greater flexibility in recovering your data. However, having small backup intervals also means that the backup machine must have the appropriate hardware specifications to achieve optimal performance. As the amount of new data grows, ensure that the AhsayOBM user account has enough storage quota allocation, and consider the retention policy settings and retention area storage management. For the stop setting, there are two options available. First is until full backup completed, where the backup job will only stop running when all the changes to your data are completely backed up, regardless of how long it takes. And after, which stops the backup job after a specific time period, even if the backup of all your files or folder is not completed. The best practice is to enable Run Retention Policy after backup, which will delete the files or folder in the retention area that have exceeded the retention period. This is to better manage the backup storage quota. For our example, we will create a daily backup schedule that will start a backup job at 8 p.m. Click OK, then Next to proceed. Leave the backup mode on sequential as our example for today only has one storage destination. However, if you have more than one storage destination, it is recommended to choose concurrent as your backup mode. For example, if you want to back up your files to Ahsay drive and a local drive. For our example, we will save our files to the Ahsay drive. Click on the plus icon and select Ahsay drive. Click Next to proceed. Use the default setting for encryption. This is the most secure option as it uses Ahsay's AES 256-bit data encryption, and it will randomly generate a 44 alphanumeric character encryption key to secure your backup. Remember, once you have selected the encryption settings, it cannot be changed afterwards. If you need to change the encryption settings, you will need to create a new backup set and back up all your data again. Click Next to proceed. It is very important to keep a copy of your encryption key before clicking Confirm. If you forget or lose the encryption key, you will lose the ability to access and restore your backup data. Once you have secured the encryption key, click Confirm to proceed. The backup set has been successfully created. Click on Backup Now to start a backup job, or you can click Close and your files will be automatically backed up later at 8 p.m. since we already created a schedule for it. Let's click Close and go back to the main menu of AhsayOBM. Select the backup sets tile and select the file backup set that we just created. Under the general settings of your backup set, you will see the Windows User Authentication section. This is where you'll input your login credentials to ensure that AhsayOBM has sufficient permission to access your files and folders selected in the backup source, the temporary folder location, and the backup destination if it is a network drive. I'm going to input the password of my user account. Once you're done, click on the Show Advanced Settings for the other available options. Click on the duplication. The duplication is enabled by default, and when it is turned on, it removes redundant data blocks. The default settings are the optimal settings for the duplication, and for file backups, it saves up to 50% or more storage space, saves costs, reduces network bandwidth usage. Next, select Retention Policy. The retention policy dictates how long it will hold files and folders that were deleted or modified during a backup job before they are removed. They are stored in the retention area, which is a temporary destination to store the files and folders, which can still be restored. Increasing the duration increases the likelihood of recovering older versions of deleted or modified files and folders, increasing the storage required, which translates to higher storage costs. There are two types of retention policy available. Simple, which is a basic policy where the retained files are removed automatically after a specified number of days or backup jobs. And Advanced, more flexible policy which can be used to maximize the scope of your data recovery while minimizing the storage usage and cost. You can set it to daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, or a custom setting. Next, select Others. The temporary directory is set to a local volume by default. The temp folder is the default location where AhsayOBM temporarily stores backup set index files and temporary restore files. The best practice is to set the temporary directory to another local drive for optimal backup and restore performance. Enable the Remove Temporary Files after backup to effectively manage the free space on the drive. It should not be located on the same partition as the operating system, because if that drive fills up, it could cause the backup machine to crash, preventing your backup from running or completing. It shouldn't also be set to a network drive, as it could affect both backup and restore performance. Click Change and select a different drive. I'm going to select Drive E and create a new temp folder. Next is Volume Shadow Copy. Use the default setting for Volume Shadow Copy and leave it on. With this turned on, it allows AhsayOBM to create a snapshot of the selected files and folders on the local drive of the machine, so that AhsayOBM can continue to back up files even if they are opened or have been updated by the user. Click Save to save the changes, and let's go back to the main menu of AhsayOBM. Now we're going to start a backup job. Click the Backup tile and select the file backup that we just created. Enable Run Retention Policy after Backup option to permanently delete files or folders in the retention area which have exceeded the retention period to better manage the backup storage quota. Click Backup to start the backup job. And the backup has completed. Click the magnifying glass icon to see the summary, or click Close. And that's how you back up your files with AhsayOBM on Windows. With Ahsay, your data is fully protected. Armed with the latest technology like immutable backups, where your backup data will never be encrypted, deleted, or modified for total protection against hackers and ransomware. Strong AES 256-bit data encryption ensures that your data is encrypted during transit and when your data is stored, to prevent anyone from reading your data without your permission. Two-factor authentication, to prevent anyone from accessing your data without your permission. Multi-destination backups, to store your backup data in more than one storage destination and across many geographical regions, for total protection against natural disasters, fire, or conflicts. And data deduplication, a feature that removes duplicate copies of data that helps you save up to 90% of your storage space, with significant savings on your data storage cost as well as faster backups. And that's why you should choose Ahsay. Your data is safe with us.